A couple got in my cab today in Brooklyn, and the young lady saw this sign, which you probably can't read because this camera is not worth very much. It says, "My web blog. Please don't vomit in the taxi. Is informative, funny, provocative. Google it." And a lot of people have got in my taxi and seen signs that look like a sign that looks like that. It's not always that sign. It's just, I scribble something with marking pen, and there it is. And okay, so this lady gets in with her man, and she looks at it. She says, "Please don't vomit in the taxi. Is that your blog?" And I said, "Yeah." And she said, "I read that." And she said, I've seen it. It is so funny." She said, "You're famous." I don't know if I'm famous yet, but apparently me and the blog been covered in some news item somewhere. I'm going to try to find it. And maybe that accounts for the day that I got over 600 hits. That would be nice to know. I've always wondered how that happened. And not 600 hits, 600 page views. Anyway, that was a milestone. That was something that I liked to hear. And it tells me that, yeah, things are starting to bubble and percolate. I mean, I have no budget for publicity. I've got no friends because how can I have friends? I work if I'm not working, I'm sleeping. And taxi drivers, well, they can't really be each other's friends. We can be associates of a sort, even buddies. Friends is a whole other thing. I used to have them, but not anymore. Anyway, I'm not complaining. This is the life I chose, and this is the life I have, and I'm making the best of it. I'm doing what I can with it. And what I wanted to do is speak out about certain things. Also, I think that there are interesting things that occur to me, and there are interesting things that happen in and around a taxi. But I don't know, you'll say I'm crazy, but I see things. I connect dots, and I see things. I see through things in the media that I don't know why it seems like no one else does, like the Chuck Hagel thing. I mean, that story is so highly improbable, or all the mess ups that Bloomberg has done. I mean, MESSUPS. I'm talking about his bird feeding plan for LaGuardia Airport. Now, there are some good people who are suing him. They managed to get the FAA to reopen the thing, and how the FAA ever approved it seems to be another big mystery that might have something to do with Bloomberg's $25 billion and his ability to make or break people as he so chooses. Anyway, there's not much breaking he can do of me, and I'm going to keep telling the truth about him every chance I get, and I love it. This camera is so primitive, it's almost useless. It's like one of those old Kodak box cameras for snapshots. But I hope you can see this little sign that I put in my cab. It's my cab. It's not my cab. The cab that I usually rent most nights. I think a lot of people who visit this blog come here originally because of that sign or a similar sign that I had. I change it every once in a while, and it gets raggedy, and I have to replace it. Anyway, speaking of all of that, it's always been sort of a mystery to me how many people look at my blog. I know that there's a number. Now, the people who provide the platform, which is Blogger, which is owned by Google, they give me what appears to be a very good accounting of statistics based on page views. And I can see I'm getting page views from all over the world. Over half of them are from the United States, but I'm getting them from places everywhere. And it's pretty exciting sometimes to wake up at 1:30 in the afternoon and I go check my blog and I see visits from Saudi Arabia and China and Taiwan and Senegal and Kenya and Germany and France and Lithuania and Ukraine and other places, Portugal, Colombia, Brazil. Those are some that I remember of recent. And it makes me feel good because there are people actually on the other side of the world who are like watching me sing a song about Michael Bloomberg or reading something that I thought about and wrote about. And I appreciate it. But I don't really know how many there are. And for whatever reasons, even though I get a pretty nice number of page views, nobody wants to publicly join or follow my website, my blog. And I guess I can understand it. It's pretty, I don't know. If I didn't know me, I might not want to follow it or put my name or even my internet handle next to it. But people come and they read it, and that's clear to me. And as long as they do, I'm going to keep putting it out. And maybe even if they don't, I'll keep putting it out. Because I think over time, people, for example, are going to want to know who Christine Quinn is. And they'll Google it, and they might see what I said about Christine Quinn. And if they do, that'll be fine.